Hello, and welcome to the Hive Mind podcast, where the collective wisdom of the travel industry helps you best travelers with the right destinations and the right hotels. I'm your host, Whitney Schindler, founder and CEO of The Hive, a platform designed to give travel advisors organized, actionable insights they can put to work right away. Each week, I sit down for focused, real-world conversations with travel advisors, hoteliers, and supplier partners who know these places inside and out. We break down how each hotel is best suited to a specific client profile, take quick deep dives into destinations, and share pro tips to help you make the most of the Hive. And here's the best part. You don't need to take notes while you listen. Go about your day, tune in, and know that every insight from these conversations is already captured and organized inside the Hive, so it's there when you actually need it. And if you aren't on the Hive yet, you can get resources from this and other episodes when you join our newsletter at thehive.travel/podcast. Today, we have a new episode of The Essentials, a deep dive all about helping you not just understand a destination, but feel it, the energy, the vibe, and the nuance that make it unique. Trusted destination partners share key details that matter most and help paint an overall picture that will inspire you as you present the destination to clients. When you bring a destination to life with confidence and clarity, you build trust, you spark excitement, and you make it that much easier for your clients to say yes. Joining us today to talk about San Sebastian, Spain, is Juan Gonzalez, General Manager of Unbox Spain. Let's dive in.
Hi, Whitney. Buenos dias. Happy New Year, and thank you for having me.
Happy New Year. Where am I finding you today? Where are you?
So I'm in Madrid. We are just enjoying the last few pieces of the snow that fell during the New Year's, and yeah, it's quite chilly over here, but so far so good for this 2026.
Is that typical? Snow in Madrid?
Not at all. We get lucky, every 3 to 5 years to get a bit of snow, but usually it's just the cold for us.
I will say that I don't mind the snow, but I don't mind the cold, but cold without snow is weird for me because I'm in Iowa. So if it's going to be cold, then give me some pretty snow. So today we're going to talk about San Sebastian, which I'm really excited about because it's probably the most common destination in Spain that clients come to me talking about, which I find fascinating. I haven't been yet personally. So all questions will be genuine questions out of curiosity because I don't know the answers. Tell us a little bit about your connection to San Sebastian.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm born in Madrid, but my father and my dad's side of the family is actually born in Vitoria, which is the capital of the Basque Country. The two main cities in the Basque Country are San Sebastian and Bilbao. San Sebastian is like the pretty city in the region. Bilbao is the more industrial, economic hub. But yeah, San Sebastian is 40 minutes away from Vitoria, so I've spent a lot of summers, a lot of Christmas, and honestly at other times of the year as well, just visiting. I love food, so if you like food, San Sebastian is a good place to be.
Incredible. Okay, so let's just dive right into kind of best season to visit when travelers go. Like, how many nights do you recommend they stay in San Sebastian? Just kind of give us a little bit of an introduction to what San Sebastian might look like in an itinerary.
Sure, of course. So, in terms of best times to go, the most popular months I would say are May, June, and September. San Sebastian doesn't have any, heat waves or any months where it's extremely cold, but it does tend to rain, quite a lot from November to March. So I would say that, if you want to avoid that part, I wouldn't recommend those months, although we do have.
November to March is a very long, rainy season. Do you just always have an umbrella when you leave the house?
Exactly, you nailed it.
Okay.
The biggest things there are food. So thankfully you can't eat inside. So they tend to
Yes.
stay happy even in
Okay.
months. But yeah, you don't get as much sunshine.
Okay, interesting. I didn't realize that it was, but I guess it makes sense being kind of on the coast and just subject to all the weather from the sea.
Yeah, exactly. And when clients or travelers think Spain, they think sunshine. So we really have to set expectations that if you're going to go to the north of Spain to San Sebastian, you're going to have a great time. If your priority is food or to hike or even check out an art museum, But if you want to be by the beach or enjoying the sunshine, then it's probably not the best time of the year to go.
So in southern Spain, like Sevilla and these kind of areas, generally in August, we're like, it's going to be pretty hot. You probably don't want to be there. What is July and August like in San Sebastian?
It's beautiful. I mean, those months are great. It's actually where a lot of local Spanish people go to vacation.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you'll find a lot of local crowds there in July and August. The trade-off to going in those months and getting that beautiful weather is that price points are higher, and
Sure.
you do get a bit more crowds.
Okay.
July and August are beautiful months to be in San Sebastian.
Okay. So you've mentioned food already a few times. So what are we eating exactly in San Sebastian? Is it really great Spanish cuisine that we'll find everywhere else in Spain, or is it a very particular kind of food and culinary experience in San Sebastian?
Yeah, I mean, so San Sebastian, fun fact, is actually the city in Europe with the most Michelin stars per square foot, and actually
Really?
the second in the world, only after Kyoto in Japan.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is I mean the San Sebastian Tourism Board just needs to put that on a couple billboards and
Exactly. They don't call it out as much as they should, and they do take their food very,
wow.
very
I
seriously.
knew that the food was good there, but second most Michelin stars in the city after Kyoto, like that's really huge.
Yeah, it's a big deal, and second best restaurant in the world right now is in San Sebastian and Echevarri. So it's quite a treat. But what makes it truly unique, the scene there, it's called pinchos, okay,
Hmm.
which we can classify that as tapas, but in the Basque Country in the north of Spain. I don't know if you've heard about that term before.
I do know the Basque Country because I lived in France, so kind of like northeast Spain and southwest France, like this area where it comes together.
Exactly. So pinchos are basically small bites of tapas, and to give you an example, Gilda is a very popular pincho in the north, which is basically an
Hmm.
olive, an anchovy, and pickled chili all put together.
Okay.
And you have to eat it at the same time, those three things, and that gives it a
Okay.
very special flavor.
Okay.
So more than sitting down to have a meal, which of course as well you can do and people enjoy that, but it's super popular to go to do pinchos, which is bar hopping and trying these different small dishes in the different restaurants and bars that the city has to offer.
So for like from the perspective of designing an itinerary and including, unique experiences and stuff, is it how do you experience the pinchos? Like, is it a walking tour with a guide? Is it just guidance on where the best ones are? And a lot of travelers kind of make their way around on their own. I guess the answer is probably both. What does it actually look like from a travel advisor's perspective, trying to infuse this into a client's itinerary?
Yeah, great question. So we recommend both. We recommend your first experience with pinchos to be with a guide,
Hmm.
and we try to blend a bit of that a walking tour and the city center highlights. To cover those cultural highlights when you're going from bar to bar, trying
Hmm.
the different pinchos. We call it sights and bites, just to try and get a bit creative on that front. But then after that first guided pinchos experience, we also really encourage clients to go pincho hopping on their own because it's a very intimate moment. It's also like an adventure on your own. It's nice to get lost in the streets and, oh, that looks nice. Let's try it. And your guide will obviously guide you a bit on that, but both things are very recommended.
If you're a hotelier or supplier partner who is listening and thinking, I want to share about a destination I know inside and out, I'd love to have you on the show. I'm looking for hoteliers and supplier partners who have a real passion for a place, whether it's where you live, where you work, or simply a destination you know intimately. I invite you to join me and share your passion and insights on a future episode. Head to thehive.travel/podcast to fill out a quick form and let me know more about the destination you love to feature. Amazing. Are there other food related experiences, like just in terms of like a cooking class or Just anything that's not related to pinchos, or is it really centered on the pinchos when it comes to like available experiences?
Yeah. So no, we can also do a cooking class. We can also, get you amazing tables at some of the
Hmm.
world's best restaurants. And we also have a really cool experience, which is quite unique, and we call it Be Basque for a day. And it
Hmm.
gives guests the chance to connect with a local, go with him to the local market where the Basques buy their fresh, high quality produce, the fruit, the vegetables, meat, fish. And then they
Hmm.
go together to a gastronomic society, which is a
Hmm.
very unique concept in the Basque ecosystem. You say it gure borda. That's the word that means gastronomic society in Basque. And it's
Okay.
basically gure borda is a private cooking club where locals come together to cook, eat, and basically, share a friendship together. It's what friends do in the weekend.
Interesting. So it's an actual location called the Gastronomic Society where friends just buy all the ingredients and just come together and cook like a family style meal.
Exactly. Like these spaces are, very deeply rooted in Basque cultures and members. You have to be a member of this gastronomic society. You have your own
Okay.
fee. You can book, like, I'm going to book Saturday at lunchtime and I'm going to go with my friends there. And you
Okay.
go, you have the kitchen and the space to yourself. It's very, very common for guys to lead the cooking and, the women just relax and sit with wine.
Sounds
So
great.
it's then done.
Sign me up.
And the guys get quite competitive. Someone will, cook, a few friends will cook the appetizers, and then others will cook the main dish. And then the dessert, the cheesecake, Basque cheesecake, is a big thing that clients have to try out when they are in
Okay.
San Sebastian. It's incredible.
So clients are essentially invited into this local culture and just having a meal with a group of local friends on a Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, it's any day of the week, more than a group of
Okay.
friends, which we have done, with a group of Basque locals as well. But it's usually with a food guide that takes the
Hmm.
clients to like the market, and then they go to the gastronomic society. And then the guide will lead this experience with the clients, but
Hmm.
it's just the guide with the clients. And the gastronomic societies, there are plenty. Some are in the city center, some are in the mountains
Okay.
overlooking beautiful views. So yeah, we also try to tailor that scene to what we feel the client would like.
This is really interesting. Is there something like a gastronomic society anywhere else in Spain, or this is very just unique and typical to the Basque culture?
Yeah, not really. Other parts of Spain, we do organize similar experiences with locals, but it's in a local's home. You
Sure.
don't find in Andalusia in the south, Madrid or Barcelona, people come together in somebody's home to cook, but groups
Hmm.
are usually smaller. In the Basque, people like to get together 10, 15, 20 people, and you don't fit that number of people in a local's home. So that's why friends come together in these societies. And it's a very like these things happen every week for the locals. It's not like once every 5 months. So yeah, it's quite special.
So if we're not eating, what are we doing? Well, I like, what are we doing? What are we learning about? How are we spending our time in San Sebastian? I mean, I'll just be eating the whole time, but every once in a while, we have a client who's like, not. I always ask clients, like, on the spectrum of food is sustenance to food is life, like, and everything in between. I always ask to understand kind of where clients fall. Most clients are like me that they want all things food all day every day. Some clients are not like, they're like, yeah, we want to eat good food, but like it's not what gets us out of bed in the morning. So if we're not eating,
Yeah.
what are we doing and how are we spending our time in San Sebastian? Like,
Yeah.
how do you think about kind of designing the itinerary for them?
Cool. There's plenty of things to do. So San Sebastian, of course, the food scene. We already went over that. Then we have a great scene of local designers, artists, artisans that we can connect the clients with or give them a tour. Some of these are, great art and prints. Other have more decor pieces, something more contemporary for ceramics or jewelry. There's a lot of that to do. We can also organize great day trips
Mm-hmm.
out of San Sebastian for things that are super close by. I mean, clients don't realize that San Sebastian is 30 minutes from the French border,
Mm-hmm.
and there, we can see beautiful spots like Biarritz, Bayonne, San Juan de Luz. So that would be a really cool day trip, 30 minutes from San Sebastian to hop over to France.
Okay.
Beautiful fishing villages over there where we can go shopping, eat beautiful fish, and walk around. Great hiking opportunities. Are you a Game
Okay.
of Thrones fan?
Yes.
So San Juan de Gaztelugatxe, which is a very complicated name.
Yes.
I'll say it again. San Juan de Gaztelugatxe.
Okay.
It's a town that it's 30 minutes from San Sebastian as well. And
Okay.
it was the filming site for Dragonstone in Game of Thrones.
Amazing. I didn't
So
know that.
if any of your listeners want to Google that name, Dragonstone, San Juan de Gaztelugatxe, it's a
Mm-hmm.
beautiful hike by the seaside,
Okay.
and fans love it when they get to see it in
Yeah.
person.
That's really cool.
And then we have a few more things which I love. Obviously, Bilbao has the Guggenheim Museum for art lovers, and it's an
Mm-hmm.
hour away by car.
Mm-hmm.
Also a great option for anybody that wants to peek over there. Any fashion lovers, Balenciaga. Do you know where he's from?
San Sebastian?
Close by, from a town called Guetaria,
Okay.
which
Ah,
is
yes.
super
It's like
near.
this little peninsula sticking out into the sea, right?
Exactly. Yeah, Guetaria is very close, to a 20-minute ride from San Sebastian. And Christian Balenciaga is from Spain. A lot of people think he's French, but he's actually Spanish, worked for the Spanish royalty back in the day. But because of the
Okay.
Spanish Civil War, he moved to Paris and developed most of his career there. But there's a whole tribute that they do for him over there. And then last but not least, La Rioja, of course, the biggest wine region in Spain, is also nearby, which is also often of interest.
This area that Balenciaga is from, how do you spell it? Because I thought I knew where it was and now I can't find it. Oh, here.
Getaria.
Getaria. I found it. Okay.
Yeah.
So I'm going to share my screen so we can see a map because this is just the tiniest little place that my clients also specifically asked me for. And I was like, what? Like, how did you find out about this place? So
Exactly.
San Sebastian's over here, and then Getaria is here. So how far is that driving?
Like a 20-30 minute drive. It's so very close.
Okay, so why this is just this tiny little place? What's going on over here that clients from the US are specifically asking to go see it?
So Balenciaga's there. Guetaria is also has a beautiful, village. It's very well taken care of, very
Okay.
safe. Some of the best fish in Spain for me comes
Okay.
from this place, and they ship it over to Madrid and other big economic hubs where they need it. But here you can eat it fresh, and these small boutique shops. It's just a very nice, day trip out of bigger city like San Sebastian.
So, I recently have been thinking about like the spectrum of how a client can be supported during their travels. And I've had personal experiences and I've had clients come home saying, "The guides were really great, but I don't think we needed a guide on this particular day." And what that means is that some days they have guides who like really dig into like the history and the culture and the storytelling, or there's something happening with the guide that the clients see without question. We could have never done this on our own. Like the guide was the experience. And then other days when they come home and say, I don't think we really needed a guide on that day, it was generally cases in which the clients felt like the guide was just there to hold their hand, but they didn't really elevate the experience. And some clients need hand holding all day, every day. Other clients are a little bit more independent and almost feel uncomfortable with it. Like we didn't really need that. So I say all this to ask, when you go to a place like Getaria, is this a situation where a guide can really kind of bring that to life? Or is it more of a place that's just really pleasant to be for a day with a little bit of guidance and a driver is kind of sufficient? Like what type of day trip would this be?
Yeah, that's a good question. So yeah, as you know, each traveler has their own style. I would definitely feel comfortable recommending Getaria to clients on a self-guided basis.
Mhm.
I think if you go there with our support, of course, we'll always be there to, recommend a restaurant,
Mhm.
tell you which places you have to go. If you're interested in shopping, telling you which
Sure.
boutique we like.
Mhm.
Um, or even if a client, does their own homework and wants to be a bit more adventurous, the town is very safe. It's near San Sebastian, just in case you don't like it and you want to go back. So yeah, it's one of those places where I think it's definitely doable to go alone without a guide.
Um, I this is something that I've never really spoken to a DMC like in detail about, but I've just gotten a couple comments recently from travelers. And it's like, oh, I think I could even like fine tune that conversation with the DMC a little bit, like as it relates to like what kind of client is this? Like they want a guide all day, every day, regardless, or these travelers are super independent. So let's really only include a guide where it's going to really kind of enhance the experience. Um, so, anyways, as you mentioned, a lot of different day trips, Guetaria, going over into Basque Country in France, Bilbao. What have I forgotten in terms of day trips?
La Rioja
Okay. Yes.
for the wine. It's a
Yes.
2-hour drive, so
Okay.
it is on the longer side of things out of all the ones we spoke about.
Mm-hmm.
But I think it's totally doable, and you get to visit. We recommend 3 wineries when you're there. We
Okay.
always like to do a big one like Marqués de Riscal, which has the famous Frank Gehry structure. Do you know which one I'm talking about?
But the truth is I'm going to Google it.
That's fine. Yeah, for the viewers to know, I mean, it's a structure with a lot of
Oh,
pillars.
is it is it this one? Now that I see it, I hope that this is the right one. This one?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, no. Once I see it, I'm like, oh yes, of course, I've seen photos of this.
Yeah, so that's the Marqués de Riscal winery, and there's actually a
Okay.
hotel there, which is part of the Marriott for any of you who want to
Yes.
spend your points over there.
Yes. Yes.
And yeah, so that would out of the 3 wineries, this would be for us. The first one would be like the big brand. You get
Hmm.
a tour of the state, and it's beautiful. Then we like to take you to a more medium. They have a big produce as well, but it's not as famous as Marqués de Riscal. And then the third one, we like to be super intimate, family run, and it's where we propose that you have lunch because it's a totally different experience than just going to Marqués de Riscal and sitting in the restaurant with 40
Right.
other tourists.
Right. Right.
So that balance, along with maybe taking a stroll through a town like La Guardia, which is one of the beautiful towns that La Rioja has, that is a pretty complete day trip that allows time for clients to get back to the
Hmm.
hotel in San Sebastian for dinner time.
Okay. So, of all these day trips, what are you looking for in terms of the client profile to kind of decide whether each of these options is really a good fit? Like, are you sending everyone across the French border into these beautiful fishing villages, or is it really just only for the clients who are interested in a certain type of experience? Like, what are you looking for in the client profile?
Yeah, that's a great question. So for the Game of Thrones site, I would say that our clients that have to have good mobility and want to do a hike.
Hmm.
I wouldn't say it's off the charts for kids
Hmm.
because kids are sometimes fan of the show, and taking them on the hike with this angle of we're gonna see Dragonstone excites them a lot. So I would definitely keep it in for a family that is able to move. Though I wouldn't put it for like a 5-year-old, right?
Sure. Okay.
La Rioja, it's an investment in terms of time in the car.
Hmm.
You can get great wine in San Sebastian or in Bilbao even that is nearby. So La Rioja, I would recommend for someone that is a big wine fan
Hmm.
or wants to get into wine, but is very has wine as one of the central pieces of their trip. And France is a bit of for everyone. There's so many towns that we can visit. We get great food. We can for kids we can do like a sweet chocolate tasting tour. There's attractions really for all ages, and
Hmm.
And really, I wouldn't say it excludes any type of profile.
So I'm just sitting here thinking, like, if we have a couple days in San Sebastian because we're eating a lot of food, we go on the Game of Thrones hike, we go to Gataria, we do some wine tasting, we go to France. Like, this is a week.
It's a lot. I mean, clients unfortunately don't have as much time as a week. It's always an excuse for them to come back and visit us.
Hmm.
I would say the average time a client spends in San Sebastian is 3 nights, 3 to 4
Okay.
nights.
Mhm.
It depends as well. Sometimes if they want to see Bilbao or La Rioja, but yeah, I would say that's the average. We recommend, obviously, if you want to do all the things we mentioned, you were right on that. A week would be a good pace. We also really encourage free days. We think
Yeah.
that's a big gift for a traveler, and for travelers that we encourage a free day and they end up, not having one because they want to do a lot of things and they want to pack their schedule. At the end of the trip, when we have our feedback call, most of them wish they had it in their trip.
Hmm.
So I do want to point that out, that I would encourage most clients to have a free day in their schedule.
And San Sebastian specifically, like, it just seems like there's enough to kind of enjoy and explore on your own. It doesn't have to be
Exactly.
structured.
Totally.
So, can we talk about Bilbao a little bit? Because I think the number one kind of question that comes up when clients want to go to this area is, should we stay in Bilbao or should we stay in San Sebastian? And I've always pointed clients towards San Sebastian because without having been there, that's kind of what I've gathered is the, let's not say the best, but like the optimal option. But I just had clients come home like a couple weeks ago. And they specifically requested to stay in Bilbao. They specifically requested to go to the Guggenheim. And we talked about San Sebastian and they opted to do a day trip to San Sebastian, but they were adamant that they wanted to stay in Bilbao. And even before they got there, they had friends and family be like, why are you staying in Bilbao? No, nobody stays there. And they came home and they loved it, like loved it. And they were just like, I don't know why everyone tells us that this is a bad place to stay. Like they really loved it. So, what's your take on this?
Yeah. So I wouldn't say it's just like Bilbao's fault. I would just say San Sebastian, the views in San Sebastian, for me, really, those views of the bay are unmatched at a Spain countrywide level. So I just think that San Sebastian is so picturesque
Hmm.
that we want clients to experience that, to be a central part of their time in the north. However, Bilbao has a lot of things going for it. First of all, it has a big airport.
Hmm.
So it has direct flights from Newark on United, by the way,
Oh, wow.
which is a big deal.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's a great excuse for your first night or your last night to be in Bilbao and spend the night there, because it's a 10-minute car ride to the airport.
Okay.
You fly direct home, and from San Sebastian you do have to drive about an hour.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Yes.
it's not a big deal, but it's an excuse to be in Bilbao for the night. And
Hmm.
Bilbao has a great hotel infrastructure. Going for all budgets, high end 5 star, 4 star, and it has a great food scene as well. One of the best art museums in all of Europe with the Guggenheim,
Hmm.
modern contemporary art. We were talking about Frank Gehry in Marqués de Riscal designing that beautiful structure. He also designed the Guggenheim in Bilbao, and it's very, very nice just even seeing it from the outside. And yeah, there's a lot of things to do. Also, if you want to take a day trip to La Rioja, it's closer than from San Sebastian.
Okay.
So logistically speaking, it also has things going for it. I would definitely keep Bilbao in the client's mind. It also depends how much time we have and what we have to prioritize.
Hmm.
But I think Bilbao has a lot of things going for it.
So, if you were talking with a client who was really on the fence about where to stay, how would you guide them to decide if Bilbao or San Sebastian was the better fit for them?
Yeah, so I think if they have 2 or 3 nights, I think San Sebastian is definitely the way to go. I just think it has that extra edge over Bilbao in terms of just being a beautiful city overall. However, if we have more than 3 nights and Bilbao starts coming strongly into the scene, if you have that direct flight from Bilbao, then that also adds to it. If you're connecting in Madrid or in another European capital, then that might be a bit of a different story.
It must also depend on your interest in art, I would think.
Yeah, no, I mean, if you're interested in art, you have to go to the Guggenheim, right? You can also do that from San Sebastian as a day trip, but if that's an important thing to you, like I said, landing in Bilbao, spending a night there, seeing the Guggenheim, and then going over to San Sebastian is also a great option. And also, I would like to call this out, which is important, budget. Bilbao has more hotels than San Sebastian, and
Okay.
it comes usually at a bit of a lower price point.
Okay.
So for any travelers that want to, a bit of a more competitive budget, I think Bilbao is a great option as well.
Okay. That's so, I mean, tell me a little bit about the hotel scene in San Sebastian. Is there the full spectrum of 3, 4, 5 star? Is there something for all clients, or is there any type of a compromise of, San Sebastian's great for the food, but when it comes to hotels, like, I wish there were more. Like, what are your feelings just in general on the hotel options in San Sebastian?
Yeah. So the infrastructure is not at the level of Madrid or Barcelona. There's less properties. However, there is properties at every price point and every level of luxury, if you will. You have that, classic luxury in San Sebastian. You also have that more modern luxury. You have 4-star properties that are very high up in the world of a 4-star. And then you have others that are a bit below. What you pay for in San Sebastian is, in most cases, the view of the ocean.
Okay.
That's where you're going to pay a premium. In my opinion, I think it's definitely worth it. I think it's one of the most beautiful views in Spain for sure, and arguably at a wider spectrum than that.
Amazing.
And that's where I think clients have to make a decision. But we have hotels with a spa, without a spa, hotels with a Michelin star restaurant in-house, others that are walking from the city center, which is another thing that I would really encourage clients to do. We have a few 5-star properties that you need a car for 5-10 minutes. It's not a big deal.
Okay.
But a big value add in San Sebastian, I think it's being able to walk around and not depend on
Yeah.
a car.
Right. 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 Okay. So the view and location, like in terms of walkability, are kind of the two key decisions for clients to consider.
Exactly. And just, being able to step out of your hotel, go for pinchos by yourself and just walk
Yeah.
around. San Sebastian and Bilbao as well are both very, very safe. So clients can feel comfortable walking around by themselves at all times of the day. We encourage getting lost in the city because it's one of the treasures of traveling, in our opinion.
So, San Sebastian's right on the coast, and you've mentioned the view so many times. Is it a beach destination? Like, are clients spending any time, like, just actually going to the beach, or is it more just about the seaside ambiance and the views?
I would say it's more about the latter.
Okay.
In July and August, you do get beach time weather. However, that window is quite small, I would say, to be on the beach and go in the water. I would say is 2-3 months a year. Otherwise, the weather is not that hot. You do get opportunities to go by the beach and have a meal, but it's not the typical place like Marbella.
It's not, I was going to say, it's not like Marbella.
Yeah, it's not where you don't have beach clubs or like Mallorca. Yeah, the scene over there is more views, ambiance, not so much going in the water, although there is a window in the year of July and August. But I wouldn't say clients go there for that.
Okay. Amazing. As an agency leader, your confidence sets the tone for your team. But one of the hardest parts is helping your advisors feel that same level of confidence. That's why I created The Hive. It's an expertise vault for your entire agency, capturing hotel notes, destination insights, and advisor experiences so everyone has the tools to sound like the expert. When your advisors feel confident, your clients feel it. And that consistency builds trust across your whole business. Check out thehive.travel to see how it can support your team. What have we not talked about yet?
We've covered a lot of ground. What else can we mention? I think rental cars are a value add in this itinerary if clients want to go for it. Roads are good; they're very safe to drive in a good state. However, in the city centers, be wary because they're not very useful. You won't need
Sure.
them. So I would, it's hard to park.
Mm-hmm.
I would encourage clients that are going down that route to, plan where they're going to park, find a nice, parking garage, ask their DMC or their travel advisor if their hotel has a parking, because that's not always the case.
So the car would be more for day trips and less for like getting around San Sebastian itself.
Exactly. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 100%.
I wanted to ask you about logistics. So for clients who want to include San Sebastian in an itinerary and who are not located in Newark, who cannot fly directly into Bilbao, how does San Sebastian fit into most itineraries?
Yeah. That's a good question. We've done a bit of everything, to be honest. I'm trying to think back in our latest clients that have been there, and some have done Madrid and the north. Some have done Barcelona in the north. Madrid, you can get to San Sebastian by train, but unlike Madrid's trains to the south of Spain or Barcelona, it's
Mm-hmm.
not high speed yet. It's
Right.
under construction. So it
Okay.
does take around 4.5, 5 hours to get there.
How soon is that train going to be done?
It's going to take, I would say, 3 or 4 years
Okay.
from today. Yeah.
But then it'll cut it down to what, a couple hours?
Yeah, exactly. It's going to be.
That'll be amazing when that's ready.
Yeah, yeah. And they're going to have a stop straight to Madrid airport as well.
Nice.
So yeah, that will be.
That will be so great because the clients I've had going to San Sebastian are taking like small flights into Bilbao or then flying down to Madrid just to go home. Like it does kind of, you got to be motivated to get up there for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, a simple way to remember flights, especially for our U.S. travelers, flights can be super long in the U.S. In Spain, pretty much any flight that you take is 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
So it's on the easier side of things to move around. San Sebastian itself has a airport. It's much smaller compared to Bilbao,
Mm-hmm.
but it does have flights going into that airport from Madrid and Barcelona and other places in Spain.
Okay.
So I would say that's definitely an option. The only way to get in there without a plane, I would say, is from Madrid via train, and it takes about
Mm-hmm.
4.5 hours.
Yeah. Okay. So flying internationally into Bilbao or flying internally, there are flights into San Sebastian.
Exactly. And
Okay.
also, I mean, I want to also give a shout out to France. We have colleagues that we work very closely in France as well, and a lot of their itineraries finish into Spain, into San Sebastian and
Okay.
Bilbao. So, if you are touring France, have that in mind that finishing in the Basque region is also an option.
Okay. I like that. I haven't really had a lot of clients doing the southwest of France, but I like that as an option to kind of circle around and finish in San Sebastian. Amazing. I feel like we've covered everything.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of possibilities. We're all about, tailoring everything to the client's needs. Options are endless, and my biggest advice to clients coming to this side of the country is to come with an appetite.
Is there anything like if we have a client coming to specifically request San Sebastian, or if we are able to slide it into conversation like we are so good at sometimes, are there any specific questions that we as advisors can ask clients to kind of gather a little bit more information to then bring to you as a DMC and in terms of why they're interested in that region or that would help guide you on what to include in a proposal? Are there any specific questions you want us to keep in mind?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think when you definitely make our life easier when you ask the right questions before you come to us.
So tell us what the right questions are. Help us help you.
I would start with pace.
Okay.
How many activities does a client like per day? Are you looking for a more forward city break, or would you rather a balanced mix of food, nature, culture? In terms of food style, some people don't like to have small bites. Some people like to sit down and have a proper meal, and that's totally doable in San Sebastian. People sometimes think it's pinchos and pinchos only, and not at all, as we know. It has a lot of great restaurants. So knowing that beforehand also helps us to tailor that food scene to a client's taste. Mobility is a big thing, for these hikes that we talked about and moving around and walking. Spaniards, and in the north especially, love walking and being active. So a lot of the city life and the city dynamics are on foot, since it's also so hard to get around in a car. So knowing how much walking feels comfortable for the client, or if there's any concerns with mobility, is helpful. Also, you mentioned it a bit, but the beach. It's important to set expectations, right? If a client is coming here expecting, Marbella, Ibiza, or Mallorca type of
Right.
trip, I don't think it's the best fit. But if they're coming for surfing, we have some great surfing opportunities.
Okay.
Even in times of the year when it's not summer, people come down to surf and they have a great time. And shopping, weather tolerance, are they comfortable in cooler weather, even though it's May? Are they expecting that sunshine in Spain that everybody
Right.
thinks about, or are they comfortable with having a jacket on? And yes, time that they are comfortable spending in the car. La Rioja for some clients is something that it's in San Sebastian's backyard, and it's
Yeah.
close, but it's
2 hours each way, right? Like that is a big commitment in the car in terms of just managing expectations for the client so that they know what they're saying yes to.
exactly. Yeah, I would say those 4 or 5 things would make our job a lot easier.
Okay, noted. Mentally noted. Juan, it was so lovely to meet you, and I'm always so excited to learn more about San Sebastian and this general region as it is just becoming more and more popular. Either clients are requesting it directly, or I mention it and it's an immediate yes. So I would say that this area is included in the vast majority of the itineraries that I'm planning. So thank you for taking time to help us dive into this region.
Thank you, Whitney. It was a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thanks so much for tuning in to this episode of the Hive Mind podcast. If you enjoyed today's conversation, be sure to subscribe so you never miss a new episode. And if you know a friend or colleague who would enjoy this, please share it with them. If you would like insights from this episode landing in your inbox each week, join our newsletter at thehive.travel/podcast. And remember, if you'd like to contribute to a future episode, whether it's sharing your destination expertise or your experience touring hotels, just head to thehive.travel/podcast to learn more and express your interest. We'd love to have you join the conversation. Until next time.